Love is much more intense, and it's much more than a strong desire to have physical intimacy and bond with someone. It's unfortunate in our world today that people view love based on their perspectives. Some confuse infatuation for love, while others think love is just about sexual feelings for the opposite sex. Love can be a beautiful thing when there is a sincere and a mutual feeling between two partners. Someone who truly loves you will care about your needs and desires. But what makes a relationship a good one is not about not having issues, but about how both couples can solve their issues and how they strive to make the relationship a better one. Here are 3 signs that someone truly loves and cares for you. Number 1, commitment. Commitment is a big deal that most people in the world are scared of. They are scared because most people do not have what it takes to be committed. Commitment requires a sense of need and a longing to be there for your spouse. A person who truly loves you will be ready to give his or her all to you. The more a person is committed to you, the deeper the love and attention the person is willing to give you. Deep love says, "I want to know more, even if it's going to be hard. I want to see the ugly parts of you to show you that I'm going nowhere." Even when we show each other our worst selves, let's keep loving each other. As 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 7-8 explains, love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. There's that need to be committed to that person you're about to get into a relationship or a marriage with, and vice versa. Commitment shows that you put the person's need, aspiration, and want in line with yours, and that you're willing to make that relationship work even when it is convenient or not. This does not mean that you would endure hardship or pain in the relationship. This only shows how willing you are to show your partner and portray them in a positive light so that their inadequacies are not easily exposed to others. This also does not mean that people want you in a happy and a loving relationship, but they admire people, especially couples who've been together and have that mutual commitment to their relationship. A partner or a spouse that is committed speaks in terms of we. This shows how ready they are to be unselfish in every area to make you happy. They see you as part of their long-term plans and commitment. One common thing to note about someone committed is that they try every possible way in meeting your needs. These needs include physical, sexual, financial, and every other of your need. The more they are ready to meet your need, the more they show how committed they are to you. Their love transcends just physical attraction. They are more likely to bond with you emotionally and will want to meet your needs just as they do their own. Romantic love, according to Rubin, is made up of 3 elements, which are a close bond and dependent needs, a predisposition to help, and then a feeling of exclusiveness and absorption. As a child of God, it's especially important to be in a relationship with someone who genuinely loves you and would do everything in his or her power to make the relationship a peaceful and loving one. There must be that trust, love, respect, and mutual understanding towards each other in the relationship. This is what makes a relationship strong and healthy. One major thing to consider is that there is no perfect relationship. Every relationship has its fair share of ups and downs. Number 2, trust. Trust in your partner is a key component of any healthy relationship. Trust is gradually earned when your partner has a certain amount of consistency in saying and doing all that is possible to make the relationship a healthy and happy one. For you to be able to take your relationship further to marriage means there is a level of trust between you and your spouse. This means you have confidence in their ability to make you happy and your relationship with them a fulfilling one. Research suggests that your ability to trust others is influenced by your overall attachment style. Relationships experienced early in life help shape the expectations that you have for the future relationships. trust is also established by how partners treat one another. When you see that your partner treats you well, is dependable, and will be there when you need them, you are more likely to develop this trust. To get that trust you truly want in your spouse, there must have been a mutual self-disclosure of you sharing things about yourself. The same applies to your spouse. You can now trust them with secrets about yourself, and as the trust builds, they get to know you deeper and better, and this helps them form a strong bond. As a result, the relationship also gets stronger and becomes a great source of comfort and security. If you feel that you have to hide things from your partner, it may be because you lack this essential trust. Trust is about being honest and open with each other in the relationship. It does not only help you connect as a couple, but helps you foster a deeper sense of trust between you both. This means you and your partner should be able to be yourself and not have that feeling of ever needing to change who you are. This doesn't mean that you need to share every single thing with your partner. Each individual needs their privacy and space. What matters most is whether each partner feels comfortable sharing their hopes, fears and feelings if they so choose. Healthy couples don't need to be together all the time or share everything. It is, however, important that you and your partner have boundaries. Boundaries do not mean having secrets that you don't share with your spouse. It means you and your partner have different needs and expectations, and there is that mutual respect that each of you needs that space. Number 3, communication. Communication should serve as the bedrock for any marriage or relationship to stand the test of time. The more open a spouse is to communicate his or her honest feelings, wants and needs, the more likely it is easier for them to bond. Conflicts are normal to occur in a relationship or marriage. However, how couples handle conflict shows if the relationship would stand the test of time. The openness and trust your partner has in you will give them that assurance that they can express whatever is on their mind to you. Communication most times should be a conscious effort. It's noted that communication sometimes between couples begins to drift apart as a result of one thing or the other. Communication sometimes is not all about words. Your partner could say that he or she loves you, but shows a non-verbal communication signal through body posture or reaction that is the opposite. Sometimes it's important to see these signs. Setting aside time as a couple every day where there is no form of interruption, either through phones, children or whatever, one great way of enhancing that bond. You're not to assume you know your spouse well, even if you've been together for a long time. You need to make sure they communicate their feelings at all times. The great writer Mark Twain once said, "I'd you tell the truth all the time. You do not have to remember anything." This should be how relationships should be between a couple. The more open you are, you and your partner, the more there is mutual respect and understanding concerning the relationship. Communication also helps build that strong mentality in the relationship that makes your spouse feel involved and part of the process of your life. This means no matter what you might be going through or facing, you can be sure that you've got the support of your spouse because they know everything about you and vice versa. Even the little things must be shared and communicated between both couples. When little issues are up, they should be communicated and sorted immediately. It is issues like this that can cause problems and then anger, which then leads to distrust, bitterness and then hate. Communication also helps to grow the bond of love between the partners. Things like financial issues, sexual intimacy, parenting and how you both view things are communicated, which helps you and your partner know where you stand and how you can adjust and be committed to making things work out according to plan. That spouse is open to communicating his or her needs to you all the time shows how much they want you to be involved in their life. In conclusion, the most important sign to show someone truly cares for you, especially as a child of God, is if that person truly loves God. 1 John chapter 4 verse 8 tells us that whoever does not love God does not know God, because God is love. Nobody is capable of loving you if that person does not love God. This is because they need the Spirit of God in them to be able to effectively love you and stay sincere with you at all times.